Morning. Not really sure how the day's gonna look because we got some rain, so we're definitely not harvesting today. So I'm gonna kind of just start going over equipment, getting it ready for when we can go, and then I may end up in the main yard and start working on that Volvo that we blew the yoke off the differential. I want to take the yoke off the front, and I want to take it off the back because we got pinion seals leaking on both sides, and the one yoke has to be changed. So let's just make it proper and right. First thing, let's look at the old 4690, and this thing, I keep saying it, it's been fantastic. I would absolutely, anyone needing an auger tractor, run one of these. But I really don't think we're making much boost, if any, because it's a sooty mess if you look up in there. This thing is gonna get a bunch of love this winter. I had kind of thrown around the idea of bumping it up, but these things are already pretty maxed. Sure, it only runs 15 minutes at a time, so I think it could handle a bit more power. But if we fix the manifold, we'll get our EGT probe in there, know what it's running, and then we're gonna do the full no entry conversion on this thing where, you know, we got throttle, the ignition, the PTO, everything on the outside so that we can run it. I'm excited to work on this thing in the winter. Honestly, I'm getting excited to work on equipment in the winter in general. It's been a good season, but I'm ready to just kind of sit back and de-stress a bit. I think in total we have maybe leaked out 4 liters of oil from the front main seal. So I don't think that's too bad, and I don't think it means we need to adjust any or change the front main seal, which would be nice. We started at 78.55 hours. I wonder how many hours this thing's got on it now. We also need to check the fuel. We don't need to run this thing out. Where's the hours at? 78.55, and now we're at 78.99. It's done 45 hours. About a liter of oil every 10 hours. That's not too bad. We can deal with that. Fuel. We're going up. Oh yeah, it's got lots of fuel. This thing just sips fuel. EGTs through the roof where they belong. No, I'm joking, that doesn't work. Water temp doesn't work either, that's why we got this gauge. I'm gonna take, another thing we're doing is because we're putting in new pyro and we're not fixing the old one. And I've had concerns about batteries working, so we're gonna just take this off, and we're gonna mount a 3 cluster thing right here, and we'll have water temp, our voltage, and our EGTs right here. Get this thing set up really nicely for running an auger, and because it's all just manual linkages, I think all this stuff will be fairly easy to make work from the outside of the cab. It's not hard, but it's just a little extra work you don't need to do. Ooh, there's a nice sample of sunnies, although holy smokes, these ones feel wet. Might just be that they're cold. Oh, we also got to make sure the park brake works, because carrying around a piece of wood for the park brake, it isn't quite it. Also, someone had mentioned straight piping it, which that would be sweet. I think it'd be pretty fun to hear. But for 10 hours a day running it, I don't think that's going to be the play. Unless we have EGT issues, then it's for sure getting a straight pipe, because that's a good idea to reduce them a little bit. We were over there. Now we're working over here on this thing. The auger steer has this tie rod end, I guess, and it's stripped out, and it likes to bend this piece. I think I might try and put something on here to stop it from bending quickly, and then put our new piece in. So I tried to straighten it best I could, and now I cut this plate out. I'm gonna put this plate right there, weld it in, and
And I think that should add a lot of strength because it always wants to bend on this side, and I need to have at least one side open so I can mess with the nut in here. So that's the game plan. We'll see how it works. It's an expensive auger, and we want to make it look nice. And I don't have any red paint, but we'll just paint that end black, and at least it won't be rusty then. Just like that. Good as new. Now our auger steer will be working the way it should, which is really handy on these big augers. And it makes it easier with the 4690 to line up with bins. We are out at the combines now, and I'm not driving my truck in here. It's too wet, and I just don't want to drive on the sunflower stalks, even if I could. So the grain cart's loaded. I'm not going to move the grain cart. It'll have enough fuel for the next day, whatever day that is. But I'll take the combines, we'll drive them up, we'll back them into the fuel trailer, get them fueling, get that started. I don't think I'm going to blow them off today. We'll see where the day takes us, but we'll get things greased up, ready to roll for the next time we're here. Time to get things fueled up. Combines probably need 300 liters each. Got 60 acres done in this piece. Uh-oh, we're going to need to do some repairs here. That's not good. This isn't super common, but some of these combines have these brushes that roll against it, and I don't know if that's why it did that. That other combine doesn't have that. We blew them off. I'm gonna grease them, and then I was gonna go into the main yard, but while working on them, I've kind of found more things that I want to touch on. So we're gonna quickly go pull a cylinder that's leaking off the deep tiller, so that when my brother brings me some tools and drops off the conveyor belt at our place to move grain, he can take that in so we can get it rebuilt, and then we'll keep working on these, because we need to take a chain link out of the chain for the unload auger because it's way too long and I'm out of adjustment. And then there's something on here. Oh, the sieves. There's a transition from the prep pans to the sieve that you can't take out, and they've got some buildup on them, so I want to get rid of that on Dad's combine. And then both main pulleys off the engine gearbox, they're completely caked up, and the theory is leave them alone or clean them out, but not both. And like, if you're gonna clean them out, make sure you get it all, because you don't want it spinning unbalanced. And you do want it kind of cleaned out, because that has a fan built in that cools the main gearbox. But either don't touch it or clean it out completely, no in between. Now we need to get from here to there, and that field's super wet, so I think we're gonna drive on the side of railway tracks, see if we can't get closer. Unfortunately, I do have the fuel trailer on, so it may be a bit interesting. Whoo! All right, not too bad. See how close we can get. Haven't decided if I'm going to try and drive through that ditch or not. Alright, we ran the tractor, lifted things up, and found which cylinder's leaking, so it's the one for that wheel right there. So we'll get it pulled off, and then we'll grease it all, check our oils in this thing, and then go back to the combines, which is right over there. We can see them. Where are you? There they are. Hello! It's a bit of a mess of hoses here, and we definitely need to get some new ones, because that's no bueno anymore. But here's all the tools I think I may need. Hopefully it comes apart pretty nicely. Thankfully it's got pins on the ends. There we go. Instead of bolts. Oh, it's going to come out nicely. Now I'll just quickly undo the lines, get the top one out. We'll be good to go. Not a problem at all. Interesting cylinder though, because it's a cool place to put that thing. Either way, got that off. Now we will grease this, and then we need to check hydraulic oil for sure. Nice thing about deep tilling is it doesn't take a whole lot of grease. Just every couple hundred acres, we'll just do all the pivot points for the wheels and the wings, and then it's pretty good. So now let's check out the hydraulic oil level on this tractor. Oh yeah, it's real low. So we're gonna put another 20 liters in it. Alright, well that didn't do nearly enough, so we'll get another 20 liters. Come on, you old girl. Yeah, we definitely need to get that cylinder fixed. That's bad. Alright, I think now we just floor it. I hope we get out of here. Ah, beautiful. Very nice. Man, did that tractor use a lot of oil. It needs another 20 liters for sure. So, just gotta quickly fill up our pail. Doesn't take too long. Running low on hydraulic oil. Gonna have to order some. We only got 400 liters left. This is also fun. Andrew brought here because we need to haul tomorrow all day to open up this bin so we have some space. And on the way over here, the conveyor belt broke. So if something looks wrong, well, you're right. This main bar that connects to here snapped. So still try and load, I guess. We got a jack in there, but kind of dicey. Okay, time to work on the combines. We're gonna grab the hockey stick, clean out that sieve area first, and then we'll start greasing and move on to cleaning those pulleys on the main drive gearbox. The hockey stick is so useful. You just gotta keep one on here. I didn't think to look back here, and I guess I should have, because I'm sure that was there before we started sunflowers, but we'll get them out. Oh, yeah. That's a good chunk, wow. I'm gonna have to get two hands on that for sure. Ooh, that's solid. That's a pretty solid chunk. Got it all cleaned out. We're gonna grease it and then we're gonna run it, try and shake this stuff out. And at the same time, we'll run our variable speed drives in and out to get that grease spread out. I haven't done that for a little while. Just letting her eat. So what I'm talking about with greasing the variable speed drives and moving them in and out is every now and then, like, it's good to grease them daily on your 10-hour fittings, but every now and then you should be spreading them, opening and closing them, and just cycling the grease all over in there. It just helps a little bit, but it's not necessary to do every day. Okay, now let's get this thing cleaned up, because that is bad. Ooh. Yeah, some nice stuff in there. And that is what it should look like. You got a fan in there and it pulls and cools that gearbox that powers the hydrostat, the pumps, the main drive. And now we're just running through our cylinder, or yeah, all our variable speed drives up and down 3 times and then setting them back where they were. We might as well blow the tractor off while we're at it, and then we're gonna also take a look at sunflower damage, see what there is. Last time we were in sunflowers, they got up here underneath the engine really easily, but I straightened out those plates and it seems to be working better this time. Bogies are all kinds of shot, but so is the belt, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Some coming up the transition and then a lot jammed in that steering hitch. Not bad. Let's blow it off. Okay, last thing we need to do on the combines is adjust this incredibly loose unload chain. I can't get any more adjustment out of the adjustment or the tensioner, so we're gonna take a link out, put it back together, and then adjust it, because this is just asking for issues. I hate that. You know what's crazy? This is a $1,500 chain, and this is only 3 years old, and it's blown out. Like, it's stretched so much we're having to pull links, and like, problem is it's got O-rings. It's an O-ring chain, so you don't grease or lube it because that'll break down the O-rings unless you use like ATV chain lube. But even if you do, it doesn't get into the links. So once the O-rings break down and start falling out, then you're kind of hooped. What do you guys do? Do you just once it breaks down, you just start treating it like a regular chain? Just put gear oil on it or what? Because I've got to get more than 3 years out of a $1,500 chain. So I want to get this done without having to retime this and take it all apart. Like even just opening up the shield. It's just too much work. I just want to take a link out. So I put an Allen key in here, and hopefully that'll keep it from spinning one way or the other. I don't know if it will, but we're going to find out. Best thing I can think of. So now we'll pull this joiner link out. We'll cut one link off and put it back together. I'm hoping if I take a link out of here, it's not going to get too tight. So we'll just grind here and then on the other side, try and break it apart. Because I was supposed to get a chain break from Andrew, but things got busy and whatever. I got my link off, and I'm pretty sure I have a spare link in here somewhere. I think this is my link, so let's take a look. We found a new link with new O-rings and comes with some grease, so we'll get this put apart or put back together, and this was what I cut off. Putting those links together sucks, but the best way I figured is you just get a pair of water pump pliers, and then you can spread it open and just clamp on that link enough that you'll be able to get those cotter pins through and it'll seat the O-ring. So now we're just going to tension that up and then it's good to go. But that's way better already, night and day. I got it all back together and tightened up. It really looks good. And I think I'm just going to put some gear oil on it. At this point the chain's kind of screwed anyways. You can see rust coming out the links. Let's just lube it up. I figure it's not going to get worse. That's way better, but yeah, that's coming out the grain tank from the rain. Last but not least, we're going to grease the grain cart, and we already blew this off, checked the oils. This way everything is ready to go for the day we want to go, and I don't have to do anything in the morning, which is nice for me later on the road. That's awesome. I'm looking out for myself. We're doing good, guys. We're doing good. All right, last thing I need to do is grease the middle and the top of that auger. And then we're done. There we go. We got everything. Oh! I gotta close that door on my combine, otherwise we're gonna wreck it. Anyways, we got everything greased, serviced, oils checked, chains tightened, you name it, what I wanted to do, we got it done today, which is fantastic. I'm feeling good for when we fire back up. Before we end it, we're gonna leave it on this thought. Are you team auger always out when you're in the field, or do you put it away? We used to always drive our J&M 875 with the auger out all the time, 24/7, year after year. And that caused issues because the pivot was on the bottom of the auger. You'd hit a bump and they would eventually bend and tweak, and then the auger would start leaking. And we tried to do things to fix it. It was a constant problem. And it increases the risk of running into things. So now we are team always auger in. This would be a different story. The auger probably wouldn't bend from driving around because the hinge is at the top. But I just don't like it. It just seems like way too much wear. It's got a nice cradle it can sit in when you're torquing around the field. So we're team auger in. Anyways, guys, tomorrow could be interesting. I don't think we'll get in the fields, but hey, thanks for hanging out today, and we'll see you on the next one.